In Vietnamese markets, this is often called Alaskan lobster, but the target is the American lobster, built for brutal cold water.
In winter seas, timing matters as much as bait, because every haul happens on the edge of safe. A bait jar turns scent into a slow signal, exactly what a roaming lobster follows across the bottom.
Down here, the pot is just a cage and a smell, waiting for the first visitor.
The buoy is the only sign of what's happening below, and the weather is already fighting back. Before the catch, they manage the deck, because one slip here can end the trip. In heavy seas, gear failure is never small. It's sudden, loud, and dangerous.
A lobster can pass within inches and still stay hidden until the scent finally wins.
Soak time is a gamble. Too short, empty pots. Too long, bait fades and storms move in.
Everything is set. Now the bottom has to answer.
There it is, close enough to see, still deciding whether the pot is food or danger. A cautious lobster can smell the bait and still refuse the doorway.
The buoy talks in small movements, pressure below, but no proof yet.
2 lobsters in frame, and still the pot stays empty.
They prepare for the moment the pot opens, because that's when the deck turns wild.
A scuffed jar says something tested it, then vanished back into the dark.
The weather window tightens, so the first haul has to count. Pull is different. Real weight, real contact, and the reveal is next.
There's the commit. One clean entry, and the pot becomes a one-way decision.
Hauling starts slow, because a wave can turn steady tension into a snapback. First look, packed pot, live movement, and proof the bottom answered. A swinging pot is a steel pendulum. Control it, or it controls you. Sorting is fast and practiced. Protect the crew, protect the product, and keep the line moving.
Reset is the rhythm. Bait, latch, and get the pot back to work.
That's the nightmare. One bad dump and the deck turns into a living, moving mess.
Containment is muscle memory. Close the gaps, move the catch, restore order. They don't celebrate yet, because another pot is already waiting.
They rebuild the corral now, because the next dump has to stay inside the plan.
In a storm, the ocean joins the deck crew, and it doesn't care what breaks.
A loose load becomes a weapon, so everything gets strapped twice.
They track every set by hand, because weather changes faster than plans.
Every buoy is a question, empty pot or full payoff.
Baiting never stops, because the only way to beat the cold is to keep pots cycling. Sometimes the bottom stays quiet, and the weight is part of the cost.
A pot in the wind is a wrecking ball. One swing can break steel or bones. Another full pot, proof the set is paying, even in this weather. This is the sight every crew wants. Heavy catch, fast dump, and no time to waste.
Sorting is the bottleneck, so every motion is rehearsed and clean.
One pot done, another one starts.
When the ship rolls mid-dump, containment become a race against gravity.
They reset the deck in minutes because the next pot won't wait.
In this swell, a safe heading is part of the harvest.
Clean deck, clean footing, because the storm doesn't forgive clutter.
Not every lobster commits right away. Some test the edges for hours.
Ice on the line adds weight and makes every pull harder.
You can read a pot by its weight, and this one is heavy.
A jam under load is a split-second problem. Solve it fast, or pay for it. Once it's down, control returns, at least for a moment.
That dump is pure volume, exactly what keeps a winter trip profitable. One full pot can change the whole day, especially when the sea is trying to shut you down.
And stay disciplined, because claws and cold both punish mistakes. Order is what lets them keep fishing when the ocean turns ugly. That's the money moment, and the hardest one to keep contained in a rolling storm. Once it's strapped, the catch can survive the ride. Cold keeps lobsters strong, but too much handling destroys value.
With the set finished, the job turns from capture to delivery.
A clean deck is how they survive the next wave.
Between hauls, the ocean reminds them who's in charge.
Loose loads ruin trips, so they check every strap twice.
The approach is planned on paper, quiet, controlled, and on time. Everything gets locked down before shore because dock time moves fast.
In weather like this, a full deck is victory, and they've earned it. On shore, the catch becomes logistics first, moved fast to protect quality. Before processing, they confirm containment and handling, because stress kills value. Every minute outside the cold adds up, so the route stays short and direct. Staging keeps temperature stable between steps. Quiet, cold, controlled. The cold chain is the new battlefield, and every handoff has to be clean. Once it rolls, the schedule becomes strict, because cold is time.
The line starts with wash. Salt and grit come off before anything else happens.
Grading turns a chaotic haul into predictable batches. Size, condition, and consistency. Steam cooking is time to the minute, because overcooked lobster loses everything people pay for.
Cooling stops the cook fast, locking texture before the shell is opened.
Breaking down the shell is precision work. Fast hands, clean stations, consistent output. The value is inside the shell, and the line is built to recover it cleanly. Quality control is strict. Shell fragments and inconsistency don't get through. Vacuum sealing protects flavor and cleanliness through the freeze and the ship. Cartons turn product into units, easy to count, stack, and move cold. Pallets are built for stability because cold storage is a high-speed warehouse. The floor runs like a machine, each station feeding the next without pause. Between runs, sanitation resets the plant because contamination ruins everything. Sharp, clean tools mean faster work and fewer mistakes across the line. Portioning makes every order predictable. Same weight, same quality, every time. A perfect seal is the difference between premium and waste. Rapid corners lock the load down, so the cold room stays organized and safe. In chilled holding, airflow and order keep every pallet consistent. Byproducts move separately, keeping the main line clean and the workflow predictable.
Training stays hands-on because speed only works when safety is automatic.
Cartons move straight into cold storage because the chain can't break for a single minute. Cross-docking keeps product moving with almost zero warm time. The shift ends the same way it began: clean, controlled, and ready for tomorrow. Order in the cold room is the last step of quality control. Blast freezing drops temperature fast, locking the cold chain in place. In frozen storage, spacing and airflow keep every pallet stable. Reefer loading is fast because minutes outside cold add up. Every handoff protects the same goal: an unbroken cold chain.
In the kitchen, the work becomes simple. Clean portions, clean heat, clean timing. Lobster doesn't need much, just fat, heat, and restraint. A quick sear builds flavor fast without tightening the meat. Basting finishes the surface, resting keeps the center tender. A simple plate is the reward for all that storm work offshore. The fork tells the truth: tender, clean, and perfectly cooked. One bite confirms it. Careful handling turns a winter haul into a premium meal. Kitchen resets. Clean surfaces, clean workflow, story complete.
Back aboard, the deck goes quiet, but the next run is already taking shape. Paper and time replace noise, setting up the next corridor and the next haul. The bait goes back in place because the ocean never stays quiet for long.
Rest comes in short bursts, earned between hard weather and harder work.
The ship pushes back into open water toward whatever answers next.
The log closes, the light drops, and the next voyage is already waiting.